Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I'm super excited.
Sure.
Could you go ahead and just introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Duncan Laurence. I'm a singer-songwriter from Amsterdam.
Perfect. And then we'll get into talking about, your new stuff that you've released soon. But, just to
Thanks.
begin, I'd love to talk about, what your start in music was.
Oh, wow. Well, I began playing an organ actually at my grandmother's when I was about 2 or 3 years old. I couldn't resist like playing it and just making my own melodies, trying to mimic what I heard on the radio. And that's how I started off with loving music for what it is, the sound and what it does to you. And years after that, I started picking up the piano rather than an organ because I thought the sound was a little more, nice to hear. And I started writing my own songs because I was bullied a lot in school and I didn't have the opportunity to ever like really connect with people or share my story. So music became this place where I would almost flee into to kind of be myself and to tell a story and to make mistakes and not be judged for it. And it really helped me. It healed me a lot during hard times. And later on, it helped me to tell those things that I actually wanted to tell to, for example, bullies or whoever I wanted to connect with through music. Especially when I performed for the first time. Everyone it was a performance at my high school, so everyone was in the room that I liked and that I did not like because they bullied me. And after performing my song, they all stood up and applauded for me, and that's when I realized, whoa, there's a lot of power in this, in the thing that I'm doing. I can actually connect with people in a way that I cannot connect if I do it via speech. So that's when I realized I want to do this forever.
I love that. I love the progression of that story. So then you went and you did a big competition. So how did that flip into entering that and wanting to take it into like, a more public space?
I mean, first started studying music at the Rock Academy, which is a school here in the Netherlands, and I enjoyed it a lot. But it was very theoretical, and I wanted to have more experience. So I applied, or like I was asked to participate at first in The Voice. And I thought it was fun, I did it and I thought it was fun, but I hated singing other people's songs. I hated it. So I was like, okay, let's just do this and get out of it. And after that, I really took a step back and decided to write for myself. Then I created Arcade. I made Arcade and we produced it. Years later, someone heard it. Ilse de Lange heard it. She was my voice coach back in the days because she's a famous country singer here, and she sent my song to the committee of Eurovision, and that's when that chance was created. And I always wanted to put out Arcade as my first single, but when that chance came by, I was like, maybe this is a big cool platform to show off who I am as a person, as an artist, my music, and just start from there. So yeah, that's why I decided to participate in those two contests, actually.
And just for people that don't know, could you describe, what Eurovision is and then what your experience there was like?
Well, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's available. It's really cool. It's a very big show. It's a family show about music. It's 42 countries, if I'm right, at least in my year it was. That was in 2019. And you can compare it to the Olympics of music. It's the biggest music competition out there. It's watched by 200 million viewers yearly, just the final. So that's just one round. And it's every country sends in a representative and they perform a song, and then all the European countries and Australia, for some weird reason, vote, and they all compete with each other. And I won that in 2019, which was amazing.
And then obviously the song blew up a little bit after that on TikTok.
Yes.
And I mean, I was a person that actually listened to the song on TikTok. Like I watched these Harry Potter, remakes that people were
Nice.
making. So I wanted to know what your experience seeing those for the first time was like.
I mean, I thought it was so cool. When I was young, I was a big Harry Potter fan. I still love the whole world and everything. So I was very like, honored that Harry Potter fans made videos, especially with like, they cut out scenes from the movies and then they make their whole own interpretation of both my song and the movies, which I think is really cool, especially at a time where we were in, the whole pandemic and stuff. It was just such a great outlet, creative outlet for people to do that. And I I thought it was cool. I thought it was just so nice to scroll through all of them and see how they used my song in such different ways.
Was it inspiring? I mean, I know like a lot of people, when you write your song, you have your own interpretation, but now people are interpreting it in different ways. So did you get any
Yeah.
inspiration from seeing that?
I definitely did, not just from the in kind of an inspiration thing for like my music, but it was more for me as a person and as an identity, my artist identity, if you can call it that. I was like, I've always been drawn to like more magical, like fairy tale kind of stuff. Why not implement that a little bit more in who I am and of my videos and everything that I'm working on right now? So yeah, it definitely inspired everything that is about to come, a lot, actually. I really just opened up to my little more quirky side and just, combined that with the things that I already did and have. And I'm happy where I'm headed at. And I hope that a lot of people who maybe know the song from TikTok or knew it from before or whatever will appreciate it and just see it and think like, oh, maybe we inspired him a little bit. That would be cool.
And I mean, it was such a big time for that song, but I mean, moving past that, what was that like? Like you had that little minute, time of fame for it and you were, reveling in that. But when you wanted to sit down and do more music, how did you push past the TikTok moment?
I mean, it was a really weird time for me, especially because of the pandemic, but also because I had just released my first album, and then after that, Arcade all of a sudden blew up, like, and it was one of the songs on that album. So it was very much like, oh, I just put out my album. How is this gonna work? But it really inspired me to actually go into the studio and follow my heart, because the one thing that I did with creating Arcade was not listen to anyone else, not listen to opinions, but just do what I love doing. And that was pouring out my heart into a song and making it personal, but also something that hopefully people can connect with in some sort of way. And it did. People connected with it, and it was so cool to see that. So I think I went a little bit back to my roots, but always looking into the future, kind of. That was my whole mantra also while going through that whole, buzz and high of TikTok and everything that happened and the billboard and so many beautiful things. I always said, let's just take a step back to the drawing table again, back to the roots, but into the future. Like, let's create something new and cool based off of everything that is happening right now. I love creating new things, love creating worlds, shaping worlds, and especially through music. So I'm really excited for what's to come. And yeah, that's how I've been dealing with it. Just trying to put it into new songs and new things, actually.
I love what you said, kind of just about taking the old and spinning it and going into the future, because I feel like that's kind of what your new project is. It's this remake of your debut album, but then it has new songs and a new version of
Yes.
Arcade. I mean, can you tell us a little more about that?
I mean, I had a few songs like that I really, really loved, but that I didn't put in onto the first album. So like let's call it the original album, and later on there was the deluxe album, and I put those songs on it because I was like inspired, like you said, by all those people who chose Arcade as a song they wanted to share. And for me, that was my answer to all my questions that I've been having for years. Like, am I doing the right thing? Is me choosing my songs by heart good? And when that happened and my song blew up on TikTok, I was like, yeah, I think it's good. I think I'm on the right path. And I think I should release the songs that I have been, keeping on that shelf. I should take them off and just release them as well in a deluxe version. And that's what I did. And I think you're talking about the Fletcher version with Arcade, the duet version, or not?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Fletcher sent me a text and I was like very nervous because she texted me and she said, yeah, I would love to do a verse on Arcade. And I was like, I've been singing that song for 1.5 years, and it's so personal to me. So I'm very curious what you'll do with it. And then she sent me back her verse, and the way she sang the chorus in the end, just, it still gives me goosebumps thinking of it. It was so cool. And it just fitted so well that I was like, let's do this. I think this is the power of music, having a song, taking someone else's, bringing in someone else's perspective or story on it and creating this whole new vibe for a song. I think that's so cool to do. So I'm very happy and honored, and I can't wait to finally meet her in person because I haven't yet, because I haven't been able to travel. But in November, it's finally going to happen. So I'm very happy.
Yes, I was going to talk about that. I know you're going on tour soon. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how excited are you to be performing live again?
I'm super excited. We're starting off here in the Netherlands, in my home country, and later on we're moving on to Europe. So I'm just so excited to get back on the road again, to see my fans, to feel their energy, see them sing along to songs, see them just having a great time, and just, honestly, I'm also very excited to have a great time too, because I've been waiting for so long to perform again, and performing really heals me. I felt very trapped in the last couple of years, and of course there was this great success and everything that happened was amazing, but at the same time I felt so disconnected sometimes, because you want to be out there, you want to feel what a song does to people, and the only way you can feel that is by performing it live and seeing people's faces and their reactions and hear their voices. And I'm very happy that we can do that again. Also for my band and crew, I'm so excited that we can work again and that they have work again, like something to do. It's been hard times, but we're, a little light is there finally.
Yes, definitely. I'm very excited for all my upcoming concerts. I
Yes.
agree that there's just that moment when you're seeing them on the stage. And I mean, I'm sure it's the same for the artists, where it just everything
Mm,
kind of changes for the whole setting of the music that you've been,
it
loving for so
does,
long.
yeah. And I
So
mean, there are so many songs we have discovered in these past, months that we're finally going to hear live for the first time. That's going to be so special.
yes, I 100% agree. I just had one other question, kind of going back to
Sure.
your songwriting and coming up with these ideas. So you
Hmm.
came out as bisexual during the Eurovision competition, and you had been writing songs before that. So did you notice a shift in your songwriting and your storytelling when you were able to come out and be your full true self?
Well, it's funny, I came out years before that on Instagram already, but I was asked the question and I was like, all right, yeah, let's just put it in there. Everyone is asking about it. Let me just say it, because I've always been very open about my sexuality, because I think it's super important, especially as an artist, and um, if you connect with people through your songs, I always feel like you have to be open and honest, otherwise you can't make a connection, or a connection is kind of, only bound to what you want to talk about. I want to be as open as possible, and especially about my sexuality. But I do think after that, after it went so publicly, you know, like my sexuality, I think I struggled with it a little bit because I thought I was a bit scared because I was always bullied for it, you know, when I was young. So I didn't know what the reactions were going to be. But at the same time, I was like, if I can help someone out there who struggles with the same things by just opening up and saying it and holding my fiance's hand in the street or a backstage or on stage, wherever, you know, I don't care. And hopefully it inspires someone. That's so much more worth it than all those hatred that I got too afterwards. It's so much more valuable to think of the people you can hopefully inspire and help. And yes, therefore my songwriting has changed. I haven't really so I was still struggling and finding out what to do with it during the making of album one. But now that I'm making new music, I am just fully, you know, finally acceptive of who I am, my sexuality, me as a person. And I'm finally ready to also just fully open up towards the world. So that's another reason why I'm very excited about the new music that's coming up.
I'm excited now too. You've been hinting about this new music. I'm like, where is it though?
Yes,
I'm
I'm
ready.
working on it. It's gonna come in the new year. So yeah, just a little bit of a wait, but I hope for me it's gonna be worth it. I hope it's gonna be worth it for everyone else to wait a little bit.
I'm sure it will. Well, congratulations on your
Thank
current
you.
projects and your future ones that are coming. And thank you again for chatting
Thanks.
with me today.
Thank you too, Caitlin. Thank you so much.
Like this video? Follow us for more.